How you doing, folks? Thanks for watching the video. This morning or this evening or whatever it is for you, we get a chance to speak to Sherry. Sherry is the woman behind Heritage Ireland or Heritage Oliver magazines in the USA. You can get him here on subscription, posted to your door. So that might be an idea for you. All of this as well, me talking to Sherry, is also on podcast, Morgan O'Flaherty Country Life, and you're obviously after finding Morgan O'Flaherty on YouTube, so hit that like and subscribe button. And that's kind of it. I hope you don't know there was an issue with the audio in recording it. We did it over the internet, and you gonna say hello?
Hello.
We did it over the internet, and so the audio, I kind of dubbed it in as best I could. It mightn't be the very, very best, but see what you think, and hit a like, subscribe and share, and there'll be links down below to Heritage Ireland and Heritage Oliver magazines, and they're on Facebook and they're on YouTube and all that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the recording, and thanks very much for watching.
I'm doing great.
Brilliant. Tell me, Sherry, I suppose I spoke about a small introduction to you before we came on, but like, you are Heritage Ireland, you are Heritage Oliver, you are the face behind the magazine. Like, this is we'll call it your baby.
Yes, it is. Yeah, both of them are.
Yeah, like,
I started them both.
yeah, fair play to you. Like, we'd be all thinking about different plans and different ideas and everything, but like, I suppose to get out there and just start a magazine, that was a massive, a massive step. What I do say to my ideas, these are my ideas now. I do call some of my more, ludicrous ideas, I do call them brain farts. And then sometimes the brain fart will come out through your mouth, and that becomes public knowledge. But to go around to start 2 magazines, that was a massive undertaking, was it not?
Yeah, it was. I had worked for another magazine for a while, so I knew the process. I knew how to put a magazine together. And when I left there were people trying to get me to start my own magazine. I'm like, that's a big job. That takes a lot of money. I don't know if I can do that. And so they begged me, and they said, if we have this amount of subscribers for you in 30 days, will you start a magazine? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Well, they had them in 7.
Yeah.
So then I had to keep my word, so I started the magazine, and I started that in 2004, and then about 4 years later, I started the Heritage Iron.
Yeah.
And I started that because I could see the age group was changing.
Mm-hmm.
The later tractors, people were starting to get interested in them, and I'm thinking, those aren't antiques, those are tractors I remember growing up with. But that's the way it was changing, so I started the second magazine.
Yeah, brilliant. It's...
and it went very well.
Yeah, it's brilliant, because now I've been Heritage Ireland and Heritage Oliver. Unfortunately, they're not available here to us, but I presume so, Sherry.
Yeah.
But I've been following you. You're also on YouTube and Facebook and everything else. I love some of the stuff you put up on YouTube. I've always dreamed of maybe. Look, we can all dream about the bigger tractors, but some of the other stuff you cover, there's some fantastic people. There's some fantastic collections of tractors. I was watching in YouTube the other night, and you were it was on YouTube, and you had this fella, he had a big collection of tractors, but there were so many of them. There was just, you'd be at awe to these people,
Yes, yeah, there's quite a few large hidden collections, and I'm lucky enough that the magazine has opened the door, and they let me come in and look at everything and take videos, so very fortunate.
Yeah, it's a bit like myself here. I started doing this radio program, and it put me in touch. And it didn't at the start, but then I started, the person that's in the radio station is Patrick in West Limerick Radio, and Patrick started putting up stuff in podcasts, and people were asking to repeat some of the shows, and a bit like yourself, it has opened a massive amount of doors and put me in touch with people like yourself and Machinery Pete and Ron Harmon and great people, great tractor people. So I'm not on my own anymore.
Yeah, those are all some great guys, and there's a lot of auctions going on over here too right now. And some of the collectors are getting older, and so there's still a lot of iron trading hands going into new collections.
Yes.
So, and with this past year with the pandemic, everything's been shut down, and we haven't been able to go around and do a lot of stuff. But I think the doors are starting to open back up now, and we're looking forward to spring where we can get out and start playing in fields and getting some more video.
Yeah. Do you know, like, I suppose that's one thing that I've discovered even with my own very, very small YouTube channel is this time of the year, like, what is it now? We call it the end of February, the middle of February. It's very, very hard to get content. And like, for someone like yourself that has 2 magazines, probably 2 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube channels, like, how do you must have a big bank of stuff there someplace.
Well, we try and film quite a bit of stuff in the summer and store some of it up. Some of it it's hard to hold back because you just, when you get it, it's such good content, you want to throw it out there. And like, you don't want to sit on it for 6 months, but, sometimes we have to do that. And we come up with some other things. We just did a little video. I don't know if you saw it. I had, it was called a tractor warm seat. We just did a video on that last week. I found this tractor warm seat somebody brought to me, and it's just a unique piece. So even though we can't get out and cover a lot of stuff at shows, we've got some neat artifacts to show. And this tractor warm seat, it's an aluminum pan seat, and water was piped through it from the tractor, from the cooling system. We go through this seat to warm your bum.
Brilliant.
And that was it was a hot seat, I guess.
If it works, because brilliant.
You don't see them. They were made in the 50s, and the company just kind of disappeared. So I don't know if they worked or not, but I've got one of them. And since we did that little video, several other people have come forward and say, "Hey, I had one of these. I didn't know what it was." Well, now we know.
Yeah, it's a bit
and
like
I'm also going to do a story on it in the next magazine for Oliver Heritage.
Fantastic.
So
it's a bit like your modern day car, and the switch is down alongside the seat.
Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely. Actually, I could tell you a story about myself. I went on a tractor road run going back 3 or 4 years ago, and I had these steel toe cap boots on, and when your leg is up on the clutch, the right side up on the brake outside, and there was a small window, and the window was missing. And the tractor road run, it was on St. Stephen's Day at Christmas, and we drove around for 3 or 4 hours. It took definitely 2 days for my toes to toe out. So the tractor warm seat would have come in very, very handy. What a great idea.
And it was a farmer that invented it, and he just got tired of being cold all the time in the winter when they were shelling corn. The season would last so long because they were farming quite a few acres, and this was his way. He originally took 2 pans, just 2 seats, and welded them together so that it was hollow inside. And once he figured out it would work, then he had aluminum casting, a foundry cast it, and it actually had freeze plugs in the bottom of it. So if it did get out in the cold without antifreeze and exploded, it popped the freeze plugs out.
Brilliant. That's just fantastic.
Very hard to find.
But of course, if there's someone watching this in Ireland or whatever, we don't get the weather. Like, I spoke to Ron Harmon, and Ron Harmon had a serious fire in 2017, and he told me that when the fire brigades got there, they couldn't do anything because the fire engines and the hoses froze over straight away. Like, we don't get that weather here in Ireland at all. But like the tractor,
Yeah.
I can see a place for the tractor warm seat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you don't have a cab.
yeah. Brilliant, fantastic, brilliant. And what magazine is that going to be in, Sherry? Will that be?
That's going to be an Oliver Heritage, because it actually came off of an Oliver tractor.
Brilliant.
Somebody brought it in to me, and it still had the Oliver sticker, barely readable on the back, but since it was on an Oliver, I'm going to throw in the Oliver magazine.
Yeah. Of course, you are. Will I call you obsessed with Olivers? Or you, or as I do call people that come on here with me sometimes, I'll call them the David Brown or the Massey Ferguson guru. So you're the Oliver guru.
Well, my grandfather was an Oliver dealer, and then when Dad was born, they named him Oliver. So that's all I know.
That's all you know.
So I grew up in the Oliver dealership, and when I was little, I would get to test ride pedal tractors around the showroom floor.
Brilliant.
That's so.
Yeah, and I believe.
Been around it all my life.
I believe you came to Scotland one time to the home of Oliver. Am I right in saying that?
Yes. I can't remember what year that was. If that was 2015 or I'm not sure what year it was, but I came over there and I ended up speaking to the Oliver family.
Brilliant.
And we did this little presentation at the museum, and then I was able to travel up to where James Oliver was actually born. Mm-hmm. So yes, I made a trip over there. It was wonderful.
That was a fantastic trip. And we say Oliver tractors, unfortunately, they're no longer available or on the market. What happened to the Oliver company, do you know, or did it get bought up, or?
Yes, it got bought by White Motor Company in 1960, and they continued to build Olivers. And the last Oliver was built in 1976. It was at V8 2255.
Yeah.
But the company that came in, White Motors, they owned a trucking company, or they built trucks, and they cared more about their trucks than the tractors, really. And things they wouldn't put the money into the tractor research and development. They put it into the trucks, and then eventually trucking drained the company, and they went bankrupt and sold out. What is left of Oliver now belongs to AGCO.
Right,
so AGCO still does own the rights to them, yes.
Yeah. AGCO, of course, is a massive company altogether now. Like, for people that might know, AGCO has, what do they have? They have Massey Ferguson, they have Fint, they have Valtra. Of course, in the States, you have an AGCO tractor.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all.
Yeah, they're orange, and they own Gleaner for the Gleaner combines, and sunflower tillage tools, and they still use the white name on some of the planters, but they're pretty massive. They're bigger over there where you are than they are here. They do have a global headquarters here in Atlanta, Georgia, but it's AGCO mostly over here.
I don't think people.
You see some fence, but not a lot.
I don't think people actually realize it, but there's probably only two companies in the world. You know, there's Fiat that have Fiat own New Holland, and they own Fiat, and they own Case, and they own David Brown, Ford, and then you have AGCO, which owns Massey Ferguson, Fint, and so on and so forth. Like, you know, it's you might
but then we got that other green company.
Yeah, who are they again? They're not very popular here neither.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, we won't talk about them today.
No, you're in sacred Oliver grounds there.
Yeah. But going back to your other magazine, then, Sherry, your Heritage Ireland magazine, like, I went through some of that on Facebook and some of it on YouTube. You know, like, you have fantastic content in it. There's brilliant stuff. You know, I love seeing some of the tractors and even some of the people you talk to, and I suppose it's no matter what language you talk or what country you're in, it's what I say, it's a similar love or a similar interest, and you can see the passion in a lot of these people's faces. And you know, it was my father's tractor, my grandfather's tractor, the first tractor I drove, first tractor I lived with. The story is the same. It's the same the world over, like.
And the tractor's a member of the family. When they have their family pictures taken, the tractor's in the background. wedding picture. They drive out on the tractor. It's just, it's a family member for a lot of them.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is without a doubt. Yeah, it's there at the start, the middle, and the end.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. We'll say for might want to, I suppose, get the Oliver magazine here, or maybe get the Heritage Ireland magazine. And guys, I recommend it because I went through it on YouTube and Facebook. And how would they go about getting in touch with you? Say Facebook, obviously. How would they go in touch?
Yeah, Facebook is a good way to do it, or you can go right web page and sign up on there. It's oliverheritage.com or heritageiron.com, either one of them.
Yeah, and you don't, not every month, it's every second month, am I right in saying that?
Every other month, yes. Yeah, doing two of them, I don't think I could do every each of them. I'd be... I wouldn't have any of this hair, it'd be gone. Pull it out.
We all fall in the drain. But what's the plan for the future? Are you going to start another magazine? Are we going to be looking at...
No, I don't think so.
I was thinking.
Another magazine might have something to do with airplanes. I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm kind of into airplanes now.
We should put you with a fella here. I interviewed him there a couple of weeks ago, Thalk, and he's over here, and he's got his own YouTube channel. He's brilliant. He goes to the States flying airplanes. So you should.
I need to meet up with him.
You should try with him. He's a brilliant fella. He's on YouTube, Lord Muck, and he does Lord Muck. He does a lot of will it start video, all this kind of stuff, and he's brilliant. He's you need to get together.
Well, when I'm not doing this, I'm an aircraft mechanic. So I work on one of the warbirds.
Yeah, you need to get in contact with him. For definite. But of course, people might know it since we were talking all. But I have this here, Sherry. I was showing you.
David Brown.
It's for the people that maybe can't. It's a David Brown 9. It's a, well, this.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were known as the Oliver 500 and Oliver 600.
Yeah.
In the States.
Are they very popular? Is there a lot of them in the States?
There's actually, I wouldn't say there's a lot of them, but there's a registry that's formed here in the U.S. that kind of their own little club, and if you have one, they invite you to give them your serial number. They're not trying to follow you or anything. They're just trying to get an idea of how many of them are still left around. And they had a little meeting in Indiana a couple years ago where they tried to get as many of them as they could there. Yeah. So there's a special group of people that really like to collect those.
Yeah. But of course, another thing that I see from following, I suppose, yourself and I suppose Machinery Pete and a few more of them on YouTube and whatever, a lot of the Americans, you seem to like your tractors very, very much painted up. Very much.
Oh yeah.
We'll call it showroom condition.
Yes. Yeah.
Here in Ireland, we were that way, but we're gone down the line now of original.
We're starting to turn that way.
Yeah.
We are. If you can find a good original, everybody's begging you, don't paint it because it's only original once.
Yeah.
And I've got a 2255 sitting outside this window that's original, and part of me wants to paint it, make it show clean, but the other part is like, no, just clean it up and leave it alone.
No, there's a stuff here you can get. I presume you can probably order it over there. It's I don't even ask me the spelling of it. It's Otre oil. It's what it is. It's an oil you can paint onto metal, and they reckon it's. The figures I don't have will say they're saying what it is. It's 6 times wetter than water, and it soaks into the metal and it gets rid of the moisture and all this. So I've seen that tractor on YouTube, Sherry. Do not paint that tractor. Do not. I go over there myself. Do not paint that tractor.
Okay, I'll paint it.
No, you can't. But of course, following some of your stuff on YouTube and even like that Machinery Pete and so on. You have some fantastic tractors with very, very low hours.
Yes.
A lot of the collectors in the States, they seem to buy tractors and put them away, and They just don't put on the hours. They're fantastic.
I knew a guy, and this we did a story on him. I think about 2009, and he was an older fella, and he hit oil on his farm.
Brilliant.
And he went and bought 2 brand new John Deeres. I think they were 4440s, and put them back in his shop. And he used one of them, and the other one, it was just a spare. And when he finally passed away and sold it, it only had 40 hours on it. It still had the plastic on the seat. It was just brand new.
Yeah.
And so it's sitting in a good collection right now. Yeah. Actually, John Kinsey Manufacturing, it's in his collection. But just 40 hours on it.
Yeah, brilliant. Of course, John Kinsey too, that folks might know. John Kinsey built his own tractor.
Yes.
He wanted to prove a point about pulling a big, I'm going to say 13 or 14 bottom plow. But I seen one YouTube video of it one time, and there was 2 engines in the tractor, and he could put the 2 front wheels going one way, the 2 back wheels going the other way. It's a one-off. I was trying to get onto him and see will he talk to me.
That was Big Blue.
Big Blue, that's right.
The latest one he built, it had 2 engines side by side.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one, the green. Called it the 2-headed terror, and it's 2 engines right beside each other, 2 855s.
Yeah.
And he brought it out. I think it's only about 10 years old.
Oh yeah.
If it's that old.
Yeah.
And
but like,
just plays it. He likes to build stuff because he can.
Yeah, but like, isn't it brilliant? And even like Greg Harmon, you know, the big Bud fella. What's the name of the company again? Big Arden, is it? No. Yeah, big equipment. Like, to me, him and even John Kinsey, they're the Harry Ferguson, and they are the Henry Ford of kind of our time, really and truthfully.
Yes. Yeah. Doug Steiger. Yeah. Doug Steiger's another one.
Yeah.
I spent quite a bit of time with him, and they started out building those things in a barn.
They did, yeah. If you look, Sherry, I have a collection here for you.
There you go.
This is my Steiger, folks.
Yep, that's a barn built.
Yeah, and it's if you read up in the history of it, and of course this is the new Steiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you read up in the history of Steiger, it's a fantastic history. They did really start. They built a tractor for themselves.
Yes.
And they went on from there.
Yeah. Just so popular, people would start seeing it. Hey, can you build one of those for me? And before you know it, they were building them for the neighbors, and they just took off.
And everybody else down the road, and brilliant. Long may it last. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But has the pandemic affected your magazine, or is it, or what? I suppose, well, we can't get out there, or whatever. We're on a 5-mile lockdown here at the moment. We can't go outside 5 miles from our house. I seem to have lost Sherry. Some call is muted. I don't know. You're back again. Hello?
Are you back?
You're back again.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Actually,
I don't know.
I know what happened. The person I was telling you about that has the big, the Kubota converted into the. He started ringing. Yeah, I cut him off. Go away. He started calling in the middle of it.
So
we were saying there about,
So you're on a 5-mile lockdown?
Yeah, we're on a 5-mile lockdown.
You said you were on.
Yeah, we can't. Where I'm living now, I can't go unless it's an essential journey. We can't go beyond 5 miles. And I think if you're caught beyond the 5 miles, there's a €500 fine for everyone that's
really.
Yeah.
We can go around, but we're supposed to wear a mask every place we go.
Yeah.
So. But as far as affecting the magazine, when it first happened, obviously we couldn't go to shows, couldn't do anything to promote what we're doing. But everybody was stuck at home, so everybody needed something to do. So everybody was ordering a magazine or a book or we were really busy when it first started.
Yeah.
So it hasn't hurt us any.
Okay.
We're considered essential because we're media.
Yeah.
So we're able to operate just like we have been, and everything's going good. Other than we can't go to shows.
Yeah.
We went to a tractor pull the first weekend in February, and that's the first show we've been to in the last year since the National Farm Machinery Show in February of 2020.
Yeah.
And then in 2 or 3 weeks, we've got another tractor pull we're going to go to, or indoor pulls.
Brilliant.
But that's all we've been able to do. We'll see a couple private collections. But
we don't do, we do very, very few tractor pulls here, but tractor pulls in the States are big. They're big news, aren't they?
Yeah, and these are indoor pulls, so obviously it's winter here, so it's all inside and nice.
Yeah, you can bring that, Oliver, that hot seat with you.
yeah. Somebody suggested I mount it on a stand and get a water circulator, a little hot water heater circulator, and just let people sit in it.
Yeah, brilliant.
See what it's like.
Yeah. If it works, do it.
Yeah. I'll have to work on that.
You'll have to work on that, and you have to charge them, of course. Like they can sit in the seat, or for we'll say $50, or subscribe to the magazine.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, come here. We got to stay thinking, Sherry.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But come here. What's the plan? When I was saying about, you were saying about a magazine, airplanes or whatever. If you were to go another magazine, but what's the plan for Oliver and Heritage Ireland for the foreseeable future?
Well, we just did a complete redesign of the Oliver Heritage magazine when we hit 100 issues. So we took a whole new look and new branding and new departments in there. We're expanding into white because white came in and had the silver tractors, which are a lot of those were basically old Olivers that just upgraded.
Yeah.
So we're moving into that a little bit. And Heritage Iron, we're just keep moving forward with it. And I'm not ready to redesign it. I think it looks pretty good right now. And if we do anything, we're going to expand some pages, more pages. And with the Heritage Iron, we offer, if you subscribe to the magazine, in addition to the print issue that you get, you can automatically get the digital edition online. So you can just pull it up on your iPad and just read it through there. So when the mail doesn't deliver your magazine, you can still look at it.
No, brilliant, because I often go someplace where I'd be driving.
Because that's our big problem.
Yeah, whether I'd be driving a truck or a car or whatever, and next time I'm waiting for someone, and you're just going through, I'm sorry, but you're just going through crap on Facebook. But if you had the magazine there, brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, another thing.
And it's free if you subscribe to the magazine. It's free.
That's brilliant. Another thing I love about when I see YouTube, you have these T-shirts, and you stand out. Brilliant. Are the T-shirts available to buy or story?
No, the yellow shirts.
Ah, Sherry, you have to start printing.
Well, then you won't be able to find us because there'll be yellow wear.
Yellow every place. Yeah.
Now we stop.
No, I love the T-shirts. Brilliant, fantastic. Brilliant. Sorry, I swear I can't think of much more. To ask you, can you think of anything else you might want to add?
Can I stop in and see some tractors next time I'm here?
Please do.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday I got, what did I get? A Ford, the Ford A210. It's a bit like a small brother to the series. It's about 115 horsepower. Got one of them, so hopefully I'll be putting a few videos together of cleaning that. Not painting it. Not painting it, Sherry. No.
Keep it original.
Keep it original, yeah. Even though it's on the border, it could probably do with being painted, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's only original ones.
Only original ones. Yeah, brilliant. Sherry, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
it's been great visiting with you.
In Ireland, you got to check us out. And if I go over to the States, we'll call and you can show us some Olivers and some big bugs.
Okay. Yep.
Whatever.
Yep. Maybe you can talk us out of a yellow shirt.
You wouldn't know. Look, stranger things have happened.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was Sherry from Heritage Ireland and Heritage Oliver magazines over in the States. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. There was a slight, my camera's gone crooked. There was a slight issue with the recording. My computer, yeah, that's another story. But look, you got the gist of it. I overlaid the thing with photographs, but it's okay. It was kind of one of those recordings. I showed her a couple of tractors in the video. This is one of them. The wheel is broken off it. It's a David Brown 990 Emblematic. Now the 850 David Brown and the 950 all the David Browns were sold in the US, but the 850 and the 950 were sold in the US, and they were rebranded and they were painted in the Oliver colours. So maybe if you have a David Brown, you're in the middle of doing it up, it might be just an idea for you. If you know someone that's doing it up, it'll be a rare tractor here in Ireland. The Olivers are green and white. You can say Oliver 5 and 600. Not exactly too sure, but yeah. This is the other tractor I showed her. It's a Steiger Wildcat. If you wanted to follow a tractor brand or give a look into a tractor brand, Steiger is... they're brilliant. There's a fantastic story behind them. Like she said, they were barn built. They were built in a barn. The family built one for themselves, and then the neighbour wanted one, and it just went on and on from there. Look, I hope you enjoyed the video, or the interview as we're going to call it. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. And anything I said, like Heritage Ireland, Heritage Oliver magazines, and my own podcasts, the link is going to be down below. So go down into the description of the video, click on the links, and that'll open that view and it'll carry you straight through. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Get onto the podcast. There's something in the podcast for everyone. There's, let me think, there's DeLorean, there's Ford, there's Morris cars, there's Ford tractors, there's David Brown tractors. I've spoken to some fantastic people about some fantastic machinery and cars, and get on to it. There's one up there from Machinery Pete. There's a couple more of them. Yeah, get on, check it out. Sherry's one is going to be there now as well, and in maybe a week's time or 2 weeks' time. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye now.